The 1960s changed the course of human history. But while rock gods were sweating blood to change the world, the music industry was figuring out how to print money. In this video, we'll reveal the decade's 10 best-selling songs, from the cartoon band that fooled the world to the Japanese ballad that won over the West, and the track that helped ignite the British invasion. You'll discover wild stories, unlikely hits, and songs that sold millions against all odds. Let's begin. Number 10. Good Vibrations, The Beach Boys. In 1966, Brian Wilson almost lost his own sanity trying to create the perfect pop song. The Beach Boys blew through a colossal budget, recording fragmented pieces for months in 4 different studios. The result? Good Vibrations. A bizarre and brilliant pocket symphony that sold around 2 million copies and proved that the recording studio itself was a musical instrument. It was unlike anything else on the radio, combining unusual sounds, shifting arrangements, and a level of studio experimentation that changed what a pop record could be. The song also became a major commercial breakthrough, reaching #1 in both the United States and the United Kingdom. Its groundbreaking production helped redefine what could be achieved in a pop recording, turning Good Vibrations into one of the most influential songs of the decade. Number 9. Happy Together, The Turtles. The happiest song of the 60s was born as a rejected joke. Countless artists threw the demo tape of Happy Together in the trash. The Turtles rescued this forgotten melody and, with an explosive brass arrangement, sold 3 million records. The irony? They were singing about a utopian love, but the band was falling apart behind the scenes. What made the story even stranger was how quickly the song escaped its troubled beginnings. Released in 1967, Happy Together became a massive hit, spending 3 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Its bright melody and instantly recognizable chorus made it impossible to ignore, turning a song that had once been rejected into one of the defining pop records of the decade. Number 8. Oh Pretty Woman, Roy Orbison. You only need 40 minutes to make history. That was how long it took Roy Orbison and Bill Dees to write Oh Pretty Woman after his wife Claudette left to go shopping. With that sharp guitar riff that sounds like an urban growl, Orbison went head-to-head with the British invasion and took more than 7 million record sales home. The song was an act of survival. In 1964, the Beatles were dominating the radio, but Roy's dark, almost operatic voice broke through that British wall with absolute perfection. What makes the story even more haunting is the cruel irony of fate. Claudette, the woman who inspired the song, was killed in a motorcycle accident in 1966, just 2 years after its release, forever linking one of rock's greatest triumphs to one of its most painful tragedies. Number 7. A Wider Shade of Pale, Procol Harum. How does a song that sounds like a Baroque funeral become the anthem of the summer of love? Procol Harum built its haunting melody around music inspired by the classical composer Johann Sebastian Bach, added completely surreal lyrics, and hypnotized the planet. 10 million copies sold of a gothic delirium that no one really understood, but everyone bought. Smack in the middle of 1967, while pop music exploded in psychedelic colors, this track chose to walk through the shadows.
Turn the wind up, shade our face.
The somber wail of the Hammond organ generated an almost magnetic trance. The energy was so dense that John Lennon became completely obsessed, playing the song over and over while waiting for Sgt. Pepper's release. Procol Harum proved that a Baroque-inspired song could become one of the defining sounds of the Summer of Love.
Skip the light, fandango.
The next 3 spots reveal the madness of the industry: a fake band created for TV that crushed real rockers, and the head-on collision of the 2 greatest monuments in Beatles history. Things are about to get intense. Stay tuned and leave a like if you made it this far. Number 6. I'm a Believer, The Monkees. The Monkees weren't originally a band. They were a product prefabricated by Hollywood suits for television. But when they got their hands on I'm a Believer, written by Neil Diamond, the Plastic Band sold more than 10 million copies worldwide. It's fumed with anger, but the public bought the illusion. The brutal truth is that session musicians played on many of their early recordings, while 4 charismatic boys received all the glory on a silver. Real rock giants were sweating blood to fill filthy clubs. They were already dominating American television. But the story was more complicated. Over time, the Monkees demanded creative control and began playing on their own recordings. In the end, Hollywood really did manufacture the product. But the music proved that this plastic band could become something much more real. Number 5. Hey Jude, The Beatles.
Hey Jude, don't be afraid.
Radio stations had a strict rule. Songs couldn't pass the 3-minute mark. The Beatles delivered Hey Jude, a 7-minute melancholic epic that ended with an endless choir. Radio stations refused to play it at first, but the power of the song was so uncontrollable that it broke all industry rules and hit 10 million records. The composition was born as an intimate consolation from Paul McCartney to John's son, while the marriage crumbled beneath the weight of fame. What was meant to be a simple letter of emotional support transformed into a hypnotic mantra. When that repetitive outro took over the studios, the audience entered an absolute collective trance. The executives were forced to fall to their knees before the massive popular pressure. This masterpiece didn't just destroy the record label's stopwatches, it forever redrew the standard of greatness for worldwide radio. Number 4. I Want to Hold Your Hand, The Beatles. This was the song that pulled the trigger. With 12 million copies, I Want to Hold Your Hand wasn't just a hit. It was a weapon of mass destruction that detonated the British invasion. Americans didn't know what hit them, and the Beatles sucked all the oxygen out of global pop culture, never to return it. When those 4 boys from Liverpool stepped onto the Ed Sullivan Show stage, America came to a standstill. Over 70 million people watched live while a deafening hysteria took over the audience. Suddenly, American Idols looked old, slow, and outdated.
When I touch you, I feel happy.
The innocence of youth was shattered by simple, contagious chords that reprogrammed the DNA of musical consumption. The British dominance didn't ask for permission. It kicked down the door with a smile on its face and changed the history of rock in a brutal and permanent way. We've reached our final top 3. The silent invasion of a Japanese dance floor hit in the West. A cartoon band that humbled the biggest rock icons of the Woodstock era. And the comeback of a military king who turned an Italian opera piece into the best-selling song of the entire decade. Hold your breath. Number 3. Sukiyaki, Kyu Sakamoto. The greatest invisible pop phenomenon of all time. Americans baptized it with the name of a food dish to make it easier to sell. But sukiyaki was in fact a deeply melancholic song connected to the frustration surrounding Japan's student protests. Sung entirely in Japanese, the song fooled the West, hit #1 in the US, and sold more than 13 million copies worldwide. While young Americans danced in diners, the track distilled the deep pain of a generation living through political turmoil and crushed dreams. It was the perfect cultural Trojan horse. The language barrier blinded the industry, and Sakamoto made the planet embrace his pain without anyone understanding the grief hidden right there. Number 2. Sugar, Sugar, the Archies. The year is 1969. The world is burning. Woodstock defines a revolutionary generation, and one of the most consumed songs on the planet belongs to a band that literally doesn't exist. The Archies, a Saturday morning cartoon group, outsold countless established rock acts with an ultra-processed bubblegum pop hit that sold more than 10 million copies. Plastic beat the mud. While counterculture icons sang about war drenched in the mud, the recording industry delivered its perverse counterattack. Recorded by anonymous session musicians, the track injected sugar into the radios. The system proved that it didn't need tortured souls to print money. A catchy chorus and a TV screen were enough to transform rebellion into a profitable product. Number 1. It's Now or Never, Elvis Presley.
It's now or never.
And at number 1, the King returns to the throne. Elvis Presley had spent years in the US Army, and critics considered him musically finished. His answer? He took a century-old Neapolitan song called O Sole Mio, transformed it into an arena-ready pop ballad, and unleashed his voice.
When I first saw you with your smile.
It's Now or Never crushed the competition, selling an insane 20 million copies. Elvis proved that the 60s didn't belong only to the British. The throne was still his.
Your lips excite me. Let your arms.
So, which one of these did you think had sold the most? Did you know the Archies had outsold so many big names? Let us know in the comments which song on this list you can't stand listening to, or which one is your absolute favorite. Hit the like button to support our work, subscribe to the Rock Tapes channel, and turn on notifications. See you in the next video.